readers. In this video I'm going to be talking about The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent, the light novel, Volume 1. So I have actually been reading the manga of The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent since it released. I don't remember when, and I've talked about it before in a previous video, so if you want to see the manga one, go look that up. But I finally decided to try the light novel as well. I've also seen the anime. So I wanted to try the light novel, and then I ended up getting it as a gift. So luckily I managed to pull it for my TBR for April. I have read through the first volume. It is very much like the manga. The manga does a good job adapting the light novel. And I think the anime was pretty good too, from what I remember. It's been a while now. But essentially, Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent. I will read the back and then I'll discuss it further. This is not the saint you're looking for. Could workaholic office lady Say be a legendary saint? Not according to the crown prince of another world, who summoned her and quickly declared a different girl was the real saint. That suits Say just fine. She would much rather spend her days quietly, helping people with her unbelievably powerful magic. But how long can Say live her ideal life of leisure before her true nature is revealed? So yes, Say is a tired, overworked office lady who's just going about her day when one day she is pulled into this other world. And the other world has done a magic spell trying to get the saint to their world so that she can heal things and whatever. All the responsibilities that come with being the saint of the other world. Two people end up getting pulled in. One is Say, the other is Ira, if I remember correctly. And Ira, of course, is a young, beautiful high school girl. So the prince who was there at the summoning is like, oh, that's the saint, taking it by looks alone, grabs Ira and pulls her away to begin her saint training. Meanwhile, Say is forgotten. They cannot send her back, but she's also not treated as the saint. So they have to find a space for her, and she's kind of okay with like not having the responsibilities of being the saint. The way it goes is kind of very much like lit RPG, where she can actually see her status is. So we kind of know right away, like, Say is 100% a saint. I don't know if there's only one saint, or is it possible that Ira is also a saint? I don't know, because I haven't seen Ira's perspective at this point, and you don't see it in here. So Say ends up, how do I say this? Like, she chooses her space and what to do. She's not given like a regular formal education in the way that Ira is. Like, Ira ends up going to this specialist school and everything. Yet at the same time, Say does get like practical experience. So she's taught like how to make potions and do practical spell work like that. Like, she can imbue stones with abilities, and many around Say quickly begin to realize that there's more to her than just that she was pulled into this world, and that she does have superior abilities. Like, her potions are way more effective than other magic users in the realm. And then they begin like testing her on what's her level, like how strong is she, and what's she able to do. And she's able to do a lot of amazing things. One of the other charming bits of this is that there is a romantic subplot that's happening, even though Say is kind of also one of those oblivious characters. Like, she knows, but also kind of doesn't know or doesn't act upon feelings, and so it gets frustrating. But the love interest is someone who she rescues, that she's able to use her special magic healing ability to fully recover him. Like, he's all damaged by, oh shoot, what are they called? A salamander? I think it's a salamander. It uses the fire magic on him, and so he gets like very burned. And she heals all that, and then when they meet each other, there's an attraction there. That's him in the back. And what else happens? There's so much. There's so much about this world and what happens. But it's also very much cozy vibes. So I kind of want to do a whole video where I talk about like the cozy light novels that I think those who are getting into like cozy fantasy should really look for light novels, because they are like cozy fantasy. You know, you take this, you take Tear Moon. They're just nice, kind of relaxing reads. Every once in a while something like exciting happens, but for the most part it's like a safe, cozy environment. You just, you know, do little slices of life in this magical world, and it's nice. And that's how it is for this too. Like, she uses some practical abilities and things that she knows based on her other world experiences, you know, to make tonics and treatments for her, like her hair and her skin and everything. And then it becomes a skill. And a lot of those are just fun to me. It's also why I like the Other Worlds books Depend on the Bean Counter. There's just something charming about them, and I like them. And so this was great because I've been putting off, not really putting off, but I was kind of like, oh, I know the story, so I haven't jumped on it. But I'm glad that I got to read the original, well, translated from the original light novel version for The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent. This is one of the big ones. You know, when you hear about light novels, this is one people will recommend, much like Tear Moon. I think they sometimes get slightly less recommendations than, let me think, like Overlord or Mushoku Tensei. Like, I think, I don't want to be like, oh, maybe it's the whole like more female angle, but sometimes those who are giving the recommendations are coming from a more masculine perspective. I like coming from my own thoughts of, I like soft and gentle reads and cozy reads, and so I much prefer, and ones with a slightly more like romantic subplot. So I like a lot like this and My Happy Marriage and Tear Moon. I don't want to say like the whole romantic angle, although even though they're young, there is kind of threads there that I think are being woven in. But definitely the ones like Saint's Magic Power, where there's a lot of coziness, but then every once in a while you get a romantic subplot thread. The Secret Saint, I want to get back to that one because I think that had a lot of great pacing and romantic subplots. Seventh Time Loop 100% does. That's a joy to me. I love that series, and I look forward to reading more. So anyway, that's neither here nor there. This is a great one. It's one of the classics. I say classics, but I mean like one of the top talked about. I mean, this is, how can you get into light novels and not read The Saint's Magic Power is Omnipotent? It's charming, it's cozy, it's got great fantasy elements and kind of lit RPG elements as you see her like advance and progress in her skills and potion making, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun, and I enjoyed getting to read it. I would recommend it. That is it for this video. Until next time, bye.